me stream this on the YouTube.
Yes.
All right. Y'all can come to our YouTube as well if you want to see my
Shilling.
version of it.
Just like that, shilling.
Yep.
Shamelessly. Phil Salt has asked you to check his DMs.
I can't really do
Well,
that now,
check.
can I?
True, you're streaming.
Exactly. Okay. Welcome everyone on the YouTube and on here. We'll be starting in 9 minutes. For now, I'm just letting people have time to get in.
Should I fight Sans again? Do a rerun.
We'll be more or less just talk about floors that are dropping.
Yeah.
So, or future stuff that's coming out because there's some news we have to talk about in the future of this
Much
game.
news.
For now, chillax. And letting y'all know, we might not actually get the 4 previews today, but I'll be making a trailer for them because the testing server is in massive development right now, so
Yeah.
I most likely won't be able to show it all.
Oh, Bad's in the chat. Hello, Bad.
Oh, Bad is it? Bad, if you want to
Yeah.
join the stage, you can if you want.
Yeah, you have.
There you go.
There he is.
There's the
There's
man
the
himself.
man. Will we get the wind chimes today is the real question. I remember that. What was it? 1, 2 podcasts ago. Whew.
Okay, we'll be starting in like 7 minutes, so if more people want to come in, I think people are starting to flood in now.
By the way, Bad, you're speaking in the wrong chat.
Oh yeah, we got the
Oh,
stage chat opened.
you can't hear? Hmm.
Oh, Bad can't hear us?
Apparently, Bad cannot hear. You come
Tell him to
back.
check his input mic or input audio in the Discord settings.
I mean, he can
But
hear
yeah,
you.
everyone, stage chat is open. If you want to talk about stage
Oh,
stuff, just go in there.
his mic isn't working. That's it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I like how on stream it's literally just the first thing of my slides. Oh,
How many people do we have watching
46.
on YouTube?
Oh, on YouTube, 3,
3.
I think.
Here, I need to post the
Nope,
YouTube.
5.
Yeah, post it on YouTube as well.
We've got slow mode in the stage chat. Cringe.
I'll do that announcement ping. There you go. More people want to go on YouTube.
We're gonna get like an influx of people now that you've pinged the announcement ping.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's not everyone, so it's fine. It's just announcement
Yeah, if you
ping.
had pinged everyone, everyone would probably like kill you.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, once this podcast thingy starts, once it ends, I'm gonna crop out the beginning of the podcast stuff so people will
Yeah,
need to start writing on the actual messages themselves.
yeah. Crop out sounds. Don't worry.
But we will begin soon. People on YouTube can actually hear.
I don't know. I have it muted, so I can't hear myself.
People who are on the YouTube and watching the live stream, can you hear?
Nekami is saying that they can hear it on YouTube.
Okay, that's perfect. Most of the people are on the Discord stage chat.
Yeah.
But I'm just streaming on YouTube, so it's automatically on YouTube once we're done.
Yes.
Here, guys, we're gonna give you a PowerPoint presentation via Google Slides. The MVP.
Listen, I don't have much resources, okay? This is the best I can do.
Okay, we're starting in 4 minutes. T minus 4 minutes.
I've done the best with the resources I have.
And let y'all know the podcast won't be like ridiculously long like last time, where it was like 4 hours. We will not make it that long, so do not worry.
Yeah. Since we're not going to be able to do the floor previews, it's going to be considerably like the bit before the Q&A is going to be considerably shorter.
Yes, and that's the goal anyways. I don't want to make it too long because
Yeah.
people are less likely to click if they see a 3 hour long video or stream.
Yep.
And it's also why I restricted access to this. So
Right, I'm going to test if the
oh yeah,
streaming
and also Pot is gonna make the main wiki guy himself. He's gonna make the announcement about wiki stuff at the end of the slideshows.
there's going to I
Yeah, he
wasn't
has.
informed about this.
Oh no, it's like last minute, so don't worry about it. He already knows what to say, so it's fine. Whenever Pot, are you able to speak?
Yeah, I'm just doing stuff.
All right. I'll let you know when.
You guys should
Make
be able to
an
hear me now.
Oh
All right,
man,
yeah,
that
okay, we can hear
voice.
that now. We can hear
I
that
missed
now.
that voice.
All right, we are starting in 2 minutes.
How I've missed that voice of his. It's been so long.
Discord mods, if you can check the chat to make sure no one is doing something dumb, I'll be really thankful for that. Or any other staff member who is not on the stage, you can help out as well. Hey, who's the staffs in the audience right now? Give me a hand.
Right, Noah.
I see Noah and
think.
Thomas.
Alright, Icarus, I'm gonna send you the most vague answer I can.
That I'm on the wiki team.
Okay, guys, 1 minute.
There you go.
1 minute. 1 minute, 1 minute.
I'll make it as exaggerated as possible so that you have to guess what I'm going to be announcing.
All right. There's about, I guess, 50 people watching. Is fine.
Yes, I think so, across the two platforms.
Ghibli, please no dumb questions. We'll answer questions whenever the wiki stuff ends. So the what we would do is we'll start off with the slideshow, talk about the future developments of things and what's planned, and then we go into the wiki stuff, and that's all on Pot.
I was going to say, even I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it's just some quick announcements. If anything, he's getting updates on it and what's gonna happen. So
I have a theory on what it is.
no, it does not matter if you're on Discord or YouTube. Just so you know, same thing. If anything, YouTube will have a slight delay, but it's not bad.
Yeah, we'll be taking questions from both in the Q&A.
Okay, speaking of which, it is time. So, I am Phil. You may know me as Alco in the server recently, and I'm here with Icarus, who is one
Hello.
of the developers, and with Pot, who is the head of the wiki. And we're also with Bad English himself, the lead dev. So please keep questions until the end. We won't answer anything until the end while we go through the presentation. And I say sit back and enjoy while we release some news about the future of the game. All right. You ready, Icarus?
Physically, yes. Mentally, no.
All
I'm
right.
going to stutter quite a lot, so be prepared.
All right. Stat podcast. Of course, the section where Icarus spoils everything. Indeed. You're the
I
mastermind behind all
spoil,
of this.
I spoil literally everything. So, in terms of things that are going to be happening soon, like very, very soon, there are going to be more things coming for the summer event. There, as Bad announced earlier, there is a 2x boost for skill gain going on this weekend. In the coming weekends, there is going to be a 2x EXP skill boost, and I'm not sure there could be another one afterwards. I'm not. I don't know.
Smithing. We'll end with smithing.
End
Craft.
with smithing. Okay, cool. So yes, next, coming with one of these upcoming micro events, as we're calling them, there are going to be event weapons that, sorry, I'm distracted. There are going to be event weapons that are not overlays. They're going to be like the Easter weapons, where you can craft them and upgrade them further and further, with more quests to get specific materials to craft them. Next, as I said, more micro events. There are going to be some more additional overlays being released in some of these micro events. And as Bad has been working tirelessly for, there are going to be some 3D armor sets. Well, not armor sets, overlays coming for some swimsuits, which is pretty cool.
And yes, 3D stuff has been planned for a while too. So this is,
Very,
if I remember correctly, the debut of our 3D
yes.
armors.
Unless the Yu-Gi-Oh ones with 3D as well.
Oh yeah,
I
the
can't
Yu-Gi-Oh
remember.
ones. But yeah,
Yeah,
you can see that
got-
from now on we're gonna go with this. So other bad
There are
talk.
about 6 sets of 3D armor that have been created. Some are based off of game passes, and some are going to be coming out with floors. We're going to try to create more of them, and so we'll see more of that coming. With the summer event and with these overlays, what we're presenting are not just the new 3D outfits like we saw with Easter with the bunny onesie, but we're talking about anything can now become a 3D outfit, fully apply on the starter characters. So upper headwear, lower headwear, overlays for outfits themselves. So that means we'll have full on equipment with stats that are upgradable into the 3D armor variants. So all that's coming. And this is the summer events. It will be introducing the beginning of that. It has all of those features enabled. We released the 3D swimsuits, and there'll be the one-piece suit for the female in different colors, similar to we have the male. And then we'll have the male lifeguard outfit there with the whistle, armband, and what have you.
Very, very fun. They've got a lot of stuff coming, which is cool.
Yes,
Also,
the unrelated Stalker Tooth image right there.
yeah, ignore the stalk tooth. There was an empty space there, and I had to fill it with something.
All right, next slide. Let's go.
Next slide. So me Zoo and a couple of the higher ups have been discussing some things with the upcoming combat update. So I have been allowed to confirm with you guys that first off, everything here is a very heavy work in progress. Okay, everything needs to be skill balanced, like balancing changes of very, very big here. But one of the things that I am allowed to reveal to you guys is we are going to be having skill trees coming to SBO. There are going to be loads of well, I say loads, there's going to be very interconnected trees for sword skills, couple, maybe some other things. But one of everything from here onwards, you need to take with a grain of salt. But one of the more minor trees that I have been allowed to show you is the shield skill tree. So from what we've planned so far, there are going to be 3 different kinds of skills. There are going to be battle skills, which would give you passive buffs or like immediate healing. There are passive skills, which just whenever you unlock them or equip them, I think, they just give you increases to your stats, your HP, your abilities, etc., etc. And then for some skills like shields, weapons, maybe some other things, there are also additional sword skills, or I guess in this case, shield skills, which are mostly attacking. There could also be some debuffs, you know. I guess debuffs would technically come under battle skills, but you know, it's cool. I am very excited for the future of this because it is going to be really cool. I've been trying to figure out all of the like designs for the skill trees, which is going to be very cool.
Next one.
Yes, on the next slide, I know everyone's been waiting for this. The elemental handles. I know these have been a very big talking point recently. With the elemental handles, if you haven't noticed, the recipes for them have been slightly changed because stuff occurred, some plans have changed. So instead of using the Cinders of Wendigo, they're going to be using legendary cinders instead. So this is very minor, but also very major at the same time. And then, yeah, that is Nekami's screenshot there.
Thank you, Nekami, the crowd.
Thank you. I've been searching for that image for quite a while. And then I have a very exciting announcement on the next slide. So what's the next step?
All right.
So the next part of the elemental quest line will be appearing on floor 18. It will not be releasing as it drops and will be shadow dropped at some point after the release. So it's not fully done yet. The quest lines are not done, but we are planning the next step of it, yes. And I'm also happy to announce that the crafting recipe that you're going to be able to craft on this next step are the elemental crossguards to go with your elemental handles.
Next slide.
So the final slide. This is something that was done on a whim, but it is very, very cool. So, as everyone here probably knows who Kenzies is, Malon. So she has put together some artwork of the divinity tier weaponry that is going to be showcased on floor 18 in an area which you probably shouldn't be going to. So this is going to be cool. It's going to tie into some other stuff that's going to be happening on the floor as well. And yeah, all of the artwork here Ken's made. And I guess that means we're moving on to the Q&A next. Well, actually, we're moving on to
Do the wiki,
wiki
stuff,
stuff
next.
next
And
from
here,
Pop.
I'll show you all the artwork by Kins. There you go. For each class, you can see. Which is pretty nice. And there we go.
All of the divinity tier weapons have gotten stained glass windows. It looks amazing.
Alright.
Props to Ken's.
And now we'll be moving over to wiki stuff. So, let me switch to the stage chat. There you go.
Well, I don't really have too much to share, but I'll just get it done with very quickly. So far I've been deciding that I'm just probably going to start adding animations to the wiki. So far, I think the only animations I've actually done have been the sword skills. So if you check out all the sword skills, they have their corresponding animation if you want to see it. Leading up to floor 18 and 19, we're probably going to leave it as everyone has like a day or two to explore, and then we'll release all the information at once. So if you want to discover on your own, probably like explore in the first few days, like first day or two. If not, you could just wait like 2-3 days and then you could just read up everything that you want to know about. Aside from that, I think the next step that I plan to take, I know other wiki members have other things that they want to do, but I think the next steps I plan to take is add all the attack animations as well as the damage that they'll do against you if you have no defense to their corresponding pages. So I'll probably have like the boar's attack animation, and then I'll have like how much damage they'll do. If you guys ever want to figure out and calculate if you can survive or you just get smacked. I think the last thing I'll mention is that I'm going to be getting more wiki members because I'm going to be replacing some of the old ones. So that'll be at a later date that I'll announce. But yeah.
Let me also put in, if you're going to be in the wiki, you will also have access to testing as well. So wiki people will have a chance to, know what's coming up ahead and plan out how they're going to write it on the wiki and all that good stuff. So being a wiki editor also has its benefits of being a tester too. So
Yes, that's true.
If you're wanting to be a wiki, you will have extra perks,
yes.
to say. But that means you have to be active. So
being a wiki editor is probably the only other way you can be a tester aside from the normal tester apps. But just know wiki is a lot of busy work, quote unquote busy work.
Quite a lot.
All right, and just letting y'all know that with tester stuff, we will recycle testers every once in a while. So I actually want to get new testers in before the year ends, if possible. So because we do have some inactive ones, and we do need to make room. So I will be looking into it sooner or later. All right. And is there anything bad wants to talk about regarding summer event or any other future development? Oh yes, Belle. That's something you need to talk to Bad about. But if you really want a music section for the wiki, it could be added.
Yeah, I could probably do like, I don't know, like a credits or like other stuff page made that's led from the main page that'll go to like original music and whatnot.
I know there is a way to download sound files and put them on Fandom Wiki, so I might be able to reverse engineer that and make it so we can upload the audio files.
Is that all the news you have, Pot? The wiki?
Yeah, just someone has a question.
All right.
Are you going to replace me?
Not that question, the other one.
Yes, it will be only original music we have to add on the wiki because we can't really plagiarize anyone's
Yeah.
music and put it on our wiki. It's just gonna look really bad, and we could get, I don't know, we could go into some trouble with it. So on the wiki, if anything, we will only have original music on it, all made by Bell himself, right there. So if anyone has questions about it, it'll be like an OST list if anything.
Will the wiki include how the scaling of stats work at some point so people have a better idea what they do with their stat points? Eventually, we'll probably add that. I don't know if anyone right now on the wiki team has that.
Yeah, there's
Like that-
a whole stats page right
Yeah.
now
I was
that
gonna
walks
say,
through all of the invested stats and how they
Mm.
apply. Yeah.
me and Badge did that together. I'll link
Yeah,
it in
so
chat
there's
real quick.
it's there today.
There you go.
It has
Right,
all
there
the
we go.
information.
Has
That's
all
all
the
the
information,
information.
does what every stat does, either 1 point at a time, or if you have all 500.
See your DMs from a few days ago? No, I don't talk. I don't open up DMs from irrelevant staff members. Sorry. Anyways,
People,
anyone else have questions?
people on YouTube, we're on the Q&A session now, so if you would like to ask something on the stream, I'll answer it to the best of my abilities. If I can't answer it, I'll let Bad or Pod or Ickers answer it if they know more than I do about certain subjects. But yeah, start asking questions. Please keep it appropriate. If you ask inappropriate questions, I'll have mods remove you.
Info on the penguins. Penguins are have been, right, one of Merlin's fun events. We had a great march, penguin march, and then past Halloween across multiple floors. We're all actually interested to see where he takes it. So it'll be interesting, exciting, and not much information to share.
Yeah, we have no idea at all.
Gatekeeping all the information. All right. Any other questions?
Nathan asked, "Is there going to be any stats increase or rebuild of them?" What do you mean by that?
I think I have an idea what they're. I mean, so there are plans for the ability to get stats between 500 to 1,000 for level. So although the menu system shows 500 as cap level, caps don't obviously exist, and target level for the game is actually 1,000. Same with smithing level, 1,000. Invested stats are meant to only be up to 3, and then we have 3 fully invested at most, but then we will have the ability between 500 to 1,000 to get some additional stat points and kind of spread them around. There are other abilities coming as well, and how we do stat vesting for that still to be determined.
All right.
Very cool.
And yes, double smithing is confirmed already in the early slide, so you can have fun grinding. Okay.
Someone asked, "Is there going to be any benefits or bonuses to players above level 1,000?"
I think we actually already have a player above.
We have a
have-
couple
yeah,
players.
We have
multiple.
3, from what I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
three.
3 or 4.
There you go, 3. Like, oh.
Gouda, Rexy, after.
Yeah, outside of no, nothing's been determined at this time.
Jason
Sam
asked,
said,
dual daggers win? Question
Yeah.
mark.
Never. I'm going to kill you now.
No. Hold on. So there is dual daggers already in place. It's called one-handed swords. You know, if you get them to skill 200, you can dual wield really big daggers.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's your answer.
There you go.
So what we will say, right, is that there will be similar unlocked passive skills like dual wielding exists today for one-hand weapons. There will be passive skills to allow additional abilities for two-hand, for rapier, and yes, for dagger. So we won't go into what those are yet, but that's going to be built in and to some degree align with some of the progression with skill trees.
All John on YouTube. Yes, this will be rewatchable video for later. I will save everything and I will edit out the unnecessary parts. So you don't have to, wait like 10 minutes or 15 minutes for the actual thing to start. So I'll be editing it out and I'll be posting it on the YouTube as always. You can also check out our past podcasts as well. If you have any other questions or you would like to see some previews, but there's no point seeing the previews because those things are already out. So
Someone said,
Right.
any plan on game staff becoming immortal objects? Technically, there is like a plaque on the first floor at the very back that you could just visit that has the list of staff members.
There has been discussion about as the game grows and in-game moderators are, basically clocking in, clocking out, disabling the ability to tack and skill, and enabling them as immortal objects. So if you were to hit them, it would show that. So that is something that's going to be in there, more of a staff feature, just to help with folks that are providing moderation in game and not wanting to have their own stats getting impacted by mobs attacking them, players attacking them, what have you, when they're actually just working.
Oh, speaking of which, if you're asking if SBO staff will have lore, do you mean SBOR or do you mean the actual staff itself? Because the staff itself, we do have a family tree pinned somewhere in the general chat. So if you need a lore for SBO staff, then that's pretty much it. But if you're talking about SBOR lore, yes, those are planned. Like you notice how in the game right now, there's too much lore. It's just quest progression. So lore is
There
in
is some
progress.
lore that has been introduced right on floor 13. There's some lore that we've got. The journals. Floor 14 has some lore. All of that's building up towards additional progression. Floor 15 and 16 obviously are more tied into the
Show itself.
Sort of
the
like
show itself and the
online canon.
Alicization arc, right? And then 17 kind of goes back into continuing the lore from 13 and 14. And so there is that aspect of lore that is we're trying to deep more into the floor development.
All right.
Someone said, I
Any
want benefits for getting weapon SK to 500 plus. You get a pad in the back. That's about it.
Yep. No,
with dual wielding
well
will still
done. You
be
don't have to
available.
grind.
Yes,
But
we'll. There's no
500,
point.
if you think about it, it's a great achievement, right? But realistically, we're looking to get skills well beyond that. So great job, you're there, but nothing for you yet. And being beyond that is going to be important as the game progresses into higher floors.
And
Um,
yes, dual wielding will be available after the update. It's never going away. I don't know why that's being asked, but I guess sure.
Greater asked about missing some stuff. So this is going to be posted on YouTube, but I think we might also post some of the stuff in either sneak peeks or an announcement if you want like a quick overview of what you've missed.
Yes. And crossover events, we don't have any crossover events planned. If anything, we might need to get partnerships for that if there's gonna be
Yeah,
some
we have
crossovers.
a new partnership role that has been filled. Merlin has been working, and Zoo have been working in the background trying to establish, a reestablish old partnerships we had. We had actually previous crossover events planned, and with another game project that has similar count as us, but they've kind of gone inactive, and we've not been able to resurrect those conversations. So we will be working with other partners as we're able to find them, right? And then obviously we'll go and throw
Hit
out
'em hit them
events
up.
when those get established.
Yes, but currently, events aren't really, or crossover events aren't really planned, if anything, because we still need to go through the list of our partners, and most of them are pretty much no longer partnered with us due to the fact that the project's either dead or they have like no progress, or the player count isn't as high to the point where we can no longer stay as partners with them. So for now, Merlin is gonna give info about that later on down the road, if anything. So there isn't anything of the sort planned.
Does someone asked if there's going to be an actual shield for the summer event?
The answer is
And,
yes.
and Bad has said yes.
Yep.
I did not read that.
Shields. Yep. Well, there was another question that I missed.
Any custom nerfs in plan?
No.
No, that's planned.
Customs are
that is
so
already
customs are getting, are going to be set to start scaling similar to, like, say, badge weapons, and Game Pass weapons, right? So they'll have a base damage up to a legendary, I guess, type of damage for that particular level, and then it progress based off player level. So there is scaling, and I guess from that vantage point, they'll be nerfed. And then for those with larger damage, we'll get them other perks like overlays or what have you.
Someone
So-
said, "Will you bring spears in the game or other weapons?"
Yes, there will be some other weapons that will be kind of part of the main classes, more like subclasses. Eventually, we plan to break out different stances, different attack animations for subclasses. Spears themselves, I don't know that will. I've always wanted to see a pole arm in the game. I think that might be fun, but I don't know about spears. We don't do trajectory, long range weapons. I know that throwing them is one way to use spears. Obviously, you can use them similar to like a pole arm. That might be a functional use, right? So
I'm always
I was gonna say, like, we've had non-traditional weapons as the 4 categories, such as Xenon Sniper. For some reason, instead of having bullets in it, we just brute force it like an ape and just swing it around. That's a great hand.
for John, no, there would no longer be another reset. It's already been announced last year, so you don't have to worry about it. Once all the skill tree and stuff is added in, there would not be another reset, so you don't have to worry about it. The last one for CV3 was the last reset of the game. There would no longer be any other resets.
There will be. We are Rebirth. We do have a Phoenix. Rebirth will be a function available for those who reach a certain level that allows for you to start over. It's not like it's a end game, requirement. It's just something for people to do who want to be able to reset but not have to lose a lot of their equipment, right? And then additionally, we're going to be adding player slots. So there'll be a total of 3, your current, obviously, that you'll main, plus 2 additional player slots. A bank that allows for you to transfer your items between those player accounts. So whereas you have items that are not tradable items can be moved between your 3 player slots.
Right. Smoke grenades or Molotovs in the game. So you mean projectiles? So yeah, like Bat said earlier, we don't really want to add projectiles, but in the case of utilities like that, I'm not too sure about that. So Bat could probably answer that better than I do.
I think the most we said we'd go is long casting, wasn't it?
When you send
To draw aggro, like the pebble thing.
Yeah, more like not to do damage, but to draw attention to aggro, from a short distance, right?
Like getting one enemy out of a group.
Right. Just adding a little more than just having to, like eventually we'll have enemies not just attack people who are nearby, but we'll have ones that only attack based off a line of sight, right? And or sound, right? So in which case those range, type of pebble rock long casting, do you want to call it? They could be a utility at that point to help you get past potentially difficult mobs or mini bosses that maybe deliberately leveled up beyond what you could handle in that case, because it's intended to get around them, not face them.
Any other questions?
Let's see.
Bring back mage robes.
Oh,
New skills like
Hawk has asked a pretty good question.
As far as the display of the inventory, is that what we're saying? Just the whole
I think
UI
He said
having a dark mode?
customizable, like completely customizable inventory.
Yeah, I don't trying to understand what that means.
So
It's
like
like
you'd be able to like change it from like light mode or dark mode, changing like the color
Yeah,
backgrounds, etc.
yeah. So that is for sure. Dark mode um, is kind of planned. It's not. So obviously, some of the buttons that we had a gray, kind of a darker gray. The boss health was black. The menu was a dark gray before. All of that stuff was saved off and set as a dark version of the menu that we can further go through and optimize. So yes, there will be a dark mode eventually, but it's not. It's not going to be in the immediate future, right? We're not going to prioritize it over floor 14 or combat, or sorry, floor 18 or combat.
Any other questions?
New emote packs are planned. Our emote guy is on holiday. When he gets back, he'll be doing more. We are looking for another animator to add to the emote packs.
There you go, guys. That's a recruitment for animators in the chat if you're there.
We are
Do
not
apply.
adding a twerking emo, you degenerates.
None of those. None of those.
will the lightsabers be coming back?
Bell, you may as well bell. The more the merrier.
Yeah, so the lightsabers were a fun, mini event, right? Photon sabers, from I guess a kind of crossover of
Star Wars.
GGO. No,
GGO. Yeah,
GGO.
GGO. GGO.
Whoa, they're
Yeah.
called that
What's
on
Star Wars?
actually
What's
thinking.
Star Wars? What is Star Wars?
Very Star Wars-esque, obviously, but and so that was the introduction of them. So yes, they will be coming back with more customizations, like actually having different colors. So that is that. This was just the introduction of it, limited, obviously, on purpose.
Right. John asked, are floor 18 and 19 coming out together? Question mark.
No,
Probably not.
18 is coming out by itself.
Yeah. So they're
But
released separately. It's not gonna be a floor 15 and
19,
16
20,
case.
21, all in the works in varying degrees, right? Most of the terrain done. A lot of the structures done. Still a lot of work, by the team to be done.
Yeah.
Is
And
there going to be new skills like passive and so on? Will there be any of that can scale with player levels or something that would make high level players stronger, like level bonus? I mean, hey, if you want passive, there's the game pass, not promoting or anything, but with a cheap few Robux, you could just get
I
passive and hint hints.
I think they're
But
more talking about the passive skills on skill trees.
man.
all right.
So, yeah, I mean, there are going to be a lot of different skills, whether or not the skills will scale with the player, or require, some kind of investment either in points, time, some type of specific effort is going to be dependent on the skills, right? Like, being able to tell where a player has been, to track a player was something we built into the game engine and CV3. It's part of what the revival, Stone uses. in order to bring you back to a previous, place that you were at. And so, so that's definitely something that we've talked about adding eventually into the game. Could even be things like night vision, or something to that effect, right? That it just comes down to what we release when we release and how it applies to the game.
Great.
I w-
I know your pain on that.
All right. Before the questions get out of, before the stream gets too long, I'll let y'all ask questions for the next 5 minutes before I end it. So ask away. Please just ask actual questions to the game, please. So we have
I
more
was going to
chances.
say, is there any development plans for like PvP for the more like PvP oriented players, the ones that like take the PvP system more seriously? Will there be stuff like a risk fighting
Like
where you
tournaments.
wager an item?
There will be
Yes.
tournaments, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So the different duel modes are going to be extended, improved upon. There will be, we have talked about, group duels. We've even talked about arenas where, and the game's actually set up for this, where you can battle mobs that have increasing levels over and over and over. You don't get any rewards, so we're not talking about EXP skill gain, and we wouldn't have it, subtract from like your death or apply death penalties, but it would be an arena just to, see how far you can go with, rewards at different brackets, right? Trying to think that
Poncho. Sorry.
what was the context of the question again? I'm trying to remember where we
Basically
were going
like
with that.
stake dueling, like similar to like RuneScape.
Yeah,
You just wager
yeah,
an item.
yeah. That's right. The stake did. And as far as we have plans to there's certain things we can't do because of Roblox terms of use, right? Anything that has indication of gambling, right? So you can't, if it comes across like that, that's not something that we would be able to do. So that's not something, stakes, dueling is probably not something that we'll be able to implement. But beyond that, right, different duel methods, are going to be supported.
One tap, I think, is a very requested one.
So somebody asked a couple times about status effects and negating status effects, because right now everything is just a matter of reducing, creating resistance. So Baker's had an awesome idea about having different tiers of status effects and us applying them, differently as you progress through the floors, which once we break that out and implement, we would have the ability to negate the lower tiers for sure. And so that, and that means we will be, and obviously lower floors and lower are going to be relative to what's the highest floor when we release, right? So if we're at 20 and floor 10 is halfway, right? We get up to 30, floor 15 is halfway. So but there's definitely plans to improve upon the status effects. And status effects weren't meant to completely stop running, just slow it. So that is a long-running bug that we haven't had a chance to go back and address, but that is something that will be fixed as well, so that you don't go to a complete walk.
Someone asked me leaderboard when. No,
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So John on YouTube is asking, is there going to be development with player-owned houses, customizables, furniture, all that good stuff?
I hope so.
Yeah. So player homes are going to have more purpose and meaning, right? There's going to be a sleep system. There's going to allow for a means of gaining EXP.
Cooking.
So say that again.
Cooking as well in player houses.
Yeah, cooking for sure is going to be done within within the homes and more effective for advanced cooking. Um, there's going to be access to your bank through storage. There's going to be in room storage. There's you're going to be able to do character customization from within your home. As far as the ability to customize it, that is planned, but it's much further out. As far as moving all the furniture out, having the furniture then available for purchase, and then being able to position the furniture where you want it. That is something that we want to introduce, but it's kind of like secondary to obviously like the combat system, floor progression, and things like cooking, expanding fishing, improving on mining and crafting.
It could be a pet house inside of it too. Once the pets are playing and all that stuff, you can customize your pets or something. Just put like cosmetics on it.
I was
Or
going to say,
feed it or whatever inside your house, where they have their own little area.
for housing and cooking in general, I was thinking like being able to grow your own like food, like plants and whatnot in your houses would be really cool.
Yes,
That might be a
pets.
good idea.
Pets are planned. We already have some previews about it in the sneak
Yeah,
peeks.
I like
so-
to change. I don't like to call it pets, right? Because it's not quite
Familiar.
like pets. There'll be passive mobs that are on the floors. There'll be ways to train a passive mob and use it and potentially leverage it in a form of combat that doesn't directly require you to have it or put the other player completely at a disadvantage if they don't have one, right? So you'll definitely have the potential to have mobs that you like like the little baby dragon you saw in the show, right, for the dagger wielder Silica. We have the Numa flower already out on floor 12. That was the whole purpose of it, was for when you have beasts that are out that you're taming, and that beast that's in your inventory dies, you could potentially revive it, right, based off of the SAO lore and logic.
We're gonna take one last question before I end the stream. So, any questions about the game? We won't be answering anything else. Just questions over the game, or then
First
I'll end
one
it.
we see.
First one we see. Go.
First one we see. Would cooking increase things like strength, agility, like temporarily? That's the
Oh, wait, no,
That's
no. We
definitely
should
coming.
answer. We should answer a community member's question. Staff, they can always ask us. So it's
yeah,
fine.
ignore the
Yeah.
staff. Okay.
Yeah. Better swords
Planning
than
more
div.
parkour.
No. Will there be better swords than divs? Yes, they are. There will be. In fact,
Yes.
we are planning to do something like, getting a legendary weapon and using that legendary weapon to upgrade to another legendary weapon, if anything. So, have fun making
Yeah,
your
it's-
divinities.
So the divinity, they're all of the highest tier weapons that are out right now. We saw the stained glass, right? They have a purpose. They're actually tied to floor 18. We just released them when the game released because they were available beforehand, but they've always been meant to be part of normal floor progression. That's why their mats are such low mats, and you get early access to them just because we were trying to give the community back something that they had before when we went with their revision of the game, CD3. But that's why there continues to be adjustments, just to get them balanced appropriately for the game based off of the desired progression of where they're going to live. They're not going to be the end game gear, right? Could they come back again, as was mentioned, in an upgrade to a higher tier version of another legendary? It's quite possible.
All right. That'll be end the podcast. Thank you everyone for coming. And we do have more people coming in this time around, so I thank y'all for that. And I'll be posting the whole thing on YouTube, so if y'all missed some part of it, you can just review it back on the YouTube channel itself. I posted the YouTube link. You can check the YouTube link in the socials. And we'll be signing out. thank you for attending, everyone. And I'll be
Uh,
closing the stage chat sooner or later. Any other questions? You can probably ask in Q&A. Community
I would
members can
say
answer it.
so.
Staff will look through it. I know Bad looks through all that all the time, so he can answer those questions.
I am
And
happy to do like a mini after party and stage chat for questions that weren't able to be answered if we
yeah,
want. So,
and I'll just stop the stream right now, so it's not too long. But thank you for attending,
yep.
everyone. It'll be on YouTube, like I said. Past podcasts will also be on the YouTube. And thank you. Signing out.
Thank you, everyone.